What's good, everyone? RagingYoshi here, and I'm just here kind of showing off something a little bit different here. This is Hex Shards of Fate. Hex Shards of Fate, it is a digital collectible card game, in many ways similar to Magic the Gathering, and it's kind of, as of late, become my new obsession. It has a free-to-play campaign for those who take a look at this game and think, wow, this looks kind of cool, and it also has a ranked ladder that you can play on. So, with this having been my most recent obsession, I've been playing a lot of it on the ranked ladder. Right now, I'm sitting at Silver 2, which isn't anything particularly good. My rank is right down here. So what I actually want to do is I want to show off just a couple of games to you guys. This will probably end up being just... What is this? No. So, I'll just show off probably 2 ranked matches. And I'll do my best to explain what's going on. I'm going to try to actually focus on playing, though, so I'm not going to sit here and explain all the details and intricacies of the game. If you'd like, I can do that at a later time, but now isn't the time. It's kind of me just showing off this game that is my current obsession. I'll talk a little bit about mechanics so that you understand what's going on. But so now we're going to sit here and find a player. I honestly have really liked this game since I started playing it. To play on the ranked constructor ladder, you do need a deck of PvP cards. My deck cost me $40 total, and I've been doing pretty well with it. I do plan on upgrading to a different deck in the near future when I have the extra funds, but right now I'm just kind of playing around, trying to climb up the ladder. We're silver. Hopefully we can keep climbing. If I probably win 3 or 4 matches, I might hit gold. But we'll see. Hopefully we get a solid matchup right here for me to show off this game in. This game, it works really well and it's a really fun game overall. So what I'll do is I'll cut from here to when I finally do get a match. So I'll see you guys once the match starts. Okay, we weren't waiting too long. Not waiting too long at all. So let us see what we are up against. Okay. We won the coin flip, so we're going to elect to go first. So this is our opening 7-card hand. I'm actually very happy with this hand. We have 3 resources, a couple creatures, some removal, and a draw spell. So I'm definitely keeping this hand. So if you look at the card up here, this is how many resources we need to play this. So we need 1 resource to play our Thunderfield Seer. This is what's called a threshold. Your threshold means of your resources, you need to have played this many of this specific type, which in this case is a Sapphire. So long as I've played 1 Sapphire in the game, all I have to do is pay 1 resource to play that. So what I'll do is I'll play a Sapphire Shard. This will give me 1 resource to my resource bar, and it gives me a threshold of 1 Sapphire. And now I can play my Thunderfield Seer. So this card, it makes the next spell in my deck that isn't a creature, essentially, draw me a card when I play it. So it gives a delayed draw effect. My deck is basically an aggressive deck. Its entire playstyle is going pretty hard and doing a lot of damage. We're versus a Dreadling deck. Okay. This could be scary. I really want to close this game out very quickly before my opponent can get a really strong board state against me. So what I'll do is we're going to play a Ruby, and then we'll throw a Warp Steel out. Oh, lagging. There we go. So when he enters the field, he creates a little minion with him, and whenever I play an action, actions are like sorceries and instants if you play Magic the Gathering. These are both, they both will actually get +1/+1 when I do that. That's pretty nice. Go to combat, we'll poke in for 1. Not really too much my opponent can do to me off of that. So we will take our free point of damage. So if you look over here, our characters have these portraits. These are special champions. Based on your champions, how much starting life you start with. I started with 22, while my opponent started with 24. Okay, Emperor's Lackey. That's a little scary, but nothing too crazy. Sure, that'll resolve. So, and then each of our champions have a special power. His power is he essentially summons minions My power is I summon a flyer after I've played a spell on a turn, but I need to have 3 charges. You get a charge every time you play a resource, so it's pretty good. Here's what I'll do. We'll cast that. Well, I mean, we'll play another shard. We'll play another warp steel. What I'll do with this is... Ooh, all of these have that? That's so good. Jeez. What I can do is I can cremate this, make him not want to block, make him not want to, no, I can't do that. So what we'll do is we will tap all these, because I can reduce the cost of this by tapping guys. So normally it costs me 3, but by doing it like this, it'll only cost me 1. We'll use this to summon my flyer, because this thing can block my not flyers. So we'll swing. And we will hit them for 1 damage. Okay, we've evened up life at this point. We actually have a really good hand, in my opinion. This thing, at the beginning of each of his turns, it loses a point of power and point of toughness. But he can sack another minion of his, another troop of his, in order to erase all of those. So when he's summoned, brings out 2 dredgelings. Okay, that's not good. So now he has a bunch of weenies that he... Oh, wait, no. That's when he uses the effect of one of the other guys. So basically, he has the ability that he can... When he casts these guys, he can take troops in his graves and get rid of them. Oh, that's not good. He's getting a bunch of weenies on the board. He's going to swing at me with his weenies. These guys are going to sack themselves. So I think I'll just take this 5 on the nose and not block any of that. Because we have a reasonable hand. And we might be able to get some shenanigans going on this next turn. Yeah, he eats one of his guys. Puts himself back to a 4-4. That's fine. Other guy sacks himself. He had no reason not to do that at that point. Ooh, combat training. That's really good. So we'll cast a Well of Invention. Let's see. This has the draw card effect on it. So I have 4 resources right now. What I want to do... He has a flyer. So what we're going to do is we're going to cremate the flyer. That's going to take it down. All these guys trigger and gain a point of power and toughness. We're going to combat training my B. These guys will get a little bit stronger once again. Arcane Focus. These guys are going to keep getting stronger. Now, Arcane Focus, I get to look at the top cards in my deck, put 1 into my hand, the other one gets put into my deck. Do we want another dork, or do we... Actually, I think I want that. And then we draw a card, and... Oh, we just won. We just won. Remove his nerd. Continue to combat. Yeah, our opponent just scooped it up because there's nothing they can really do about that. Really, really good for us. Okay, so now we're in our sideboard. So we're going to grab Lasgar's Vengeance because they have a lot of dorks that could be troublesome. We want Burning Ires because they have some troops that could probably be useful against. They don't really have a lot of stuff to interact with other than me wanting to make sure I'm dealing with their creatures. This is a quick spell, so we're gonna grab that. Put one of those back. We still have 5 cards over. Shackling Strands isn't too good against some of their creatures. And then since we're trading in for other removal, that'd just be more permanent. Also don't really like that because that's really good against a more slow deck, and I'm not really too afraid of that. And I think I'll drop one of these. And that's 60. I like the way this feels. We brought in a good amount of removal because that's really what's going to win us these games. We brought in 6 removal spells, one being a board wipe, the other ones being single target. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. So game 2, we're probably going to be on the draw. I can't see this opponent wanting me being on the play again. Okay, we have resources, we have resources, we have resources. I'm keeping this hand. I am more than happy with it. So we have this card, Flickering Goblin, which this card's really interesting. What happens is when you play it, it can attack the turn we play it, and it gets stronger every time it attacks. But the thing is, if I cast an instant a spell, then it bounces back to my hand. If I don't, then it dies. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play that, and we're just going to pass the turn. I'm probably going to end up casting this on my next turn. I'm probably going to cast this, look for another resource. We're sitting on 2 resources right now. I want a third one. Third one is probably about as high as I want to go right now. At worst, I want a 4th. But it's a pretty good start. I'm actually pretty happy with this hand. We have some interaction. We have some setup. Alright. So, deploy troop can't block if he exiles something. Okay, this thing doesn't seem too dangerous, so we're going to leave it alone. It might hit me a couple times, but I'm not really too afraid of it. We'll play Well of Innovation. Grab Sapphire Threshold. Part of me really wants to cast this. The other part of me wants to get this on the board so we can start applying pressure. We need that 3rd resource next turn, though. And I think I can... I'm going to risk it. I don't think this is smart what I'm doing. I think the correct play would have been to play this and dig for my 3rd resource. But, you know what? We're going to risk it for the biscuit because we're stupid. So thumbs up to being stupid, guys. So this card's actually really cool. It has the ability to be customized. And so I've customized this so that whenever I cast a spell, it gets +1/+1. This one has a similar thing, except I don't choose what its customized is. Its customized is based on what my thresholds are. And it gets either a blue or a red one. In this case, it got one of the 2 blue ones, which is the same one that I like. Alright, Lackey, yeah. He gets weaker every turn. He's got swiftness, though, so he can swing at me now. And he can summon some mini dorks. So he's going to summon them, swing with his mini dorks, and that's perfectly fine. Swing with your... He didn't swing with it? For some reason, I thought that had swiftness. I mean, speed. I can trade with some guys, but I don't really want to. These are dying anyway, and this is just going to hit me for 2. So I'll take the 4 on the face. Deal with that. End our opponent's turn. Hope we draw a resource, and we get there. Let's go. So what I can do is I can evaporate this guy, throw out my dude, and then bring out my mini fly. Actually, yeah. Evaporate puts this guy back into his hand. So these guys are going to get stronger. We're actually going to hit my opponent pretty hard this turn. We'll throw this guy out. So... then we'll bring out our 1/1 flyer with speed. Because this I can only use if I cast a spell. That's why I wanted to cast the Evaporate. Although I did have the Arcane Focus and the Cremate. Cremate deals 2 damage to something. Arcane Focus lets me look at 2 cards and put 1 into my hand. And then so this one's going to get bounced back to my hand at the end of turn. This is going to deal some damage. My opponent cannot possibly block. So we're going to swing out with the homies. And we're going to deal our damage. The cool thing about this thing's effect is it permanently gains that attack. So this is now a 3/2 instead of a 2/2. And even though it's in my hand, it still has that 3/2, which I think is really, really cool. Good start right now, though. Alright, we're probably going to take this 2. He's going to even up our lives. He's probably going to play his bunny guy again, which I see no reason for him not to play it. Oh, that's not good. Okay, he just wiped our board. Alright, that's Lasgar's Vengeance. That's a really good card. I actually have 2 copies in my deck. This card, it costs 8 normally, and you need double ruby thresholds to cast it. It deals 4 damage to each opposing troop, and while it's in your hand, for every guy you attack with, its cost gets reduced by 1. So that was actually really good by my opponent. That caught me off guard completely. We're going to hold on to this Crackling Magma right now. What I want to do is... I can do... So, he has this guy. He's going to swing at me for 2 again next turn. I can cast this now, and it'll make the next resource, troop, and spell in my deck draw me a card, or I can cast this and dig for something. I can also just remove his nerd, but I think I want to do this. We'll take a turn off to do that. We could have Arcane Focus for a resource, but we're taking a chance at missing the resource completely. So I think I'll take the 2. My opponent has 4 cards in hand. I don't think there's anything too terrifying that they can hit me with. Okay. That's a little bit terrifying. I spoke slightly too soon, because this is going to be half of our life total right here. Now, I do have draws that can help me deal with this guy, I think. But, oh, this isn't good. We're at 6. So based on his draws, whether or not we have a chance to live. It is very likely we might be dead, though. Let's Arcane Focus and see what we dig into. Alright. We are not drawing resources right now, which is not good. So what I'll do is I'll run this guy out. Alright. We're probably just going to trade these guys off next turn. That's just super unfortunate. We might not be able to win this game, depending on what he has in his hand. He didn't miss a resource drop, but... Yep. Shit. Okay. Game 2 goes to my opponent. That was just unfortunate. If I would have killed that guy, I would have bought myself another turn. The bad part is, had I, what's it called? Had I done the, Arcane, thing, that actually wouldn't have saved me a turn. But when I wanted to play the what's it called? Lanapause Sight. What I could have done is I could have used the Cremate's effect, which I remove a guy from my grave and I gain 1 resource for the turn. I gain a temporary resource for the turn. That would have helped me a lot. Oh well. That was just unfortunate. He had double Lasgars in hand. That's really unlucky. Oh, I don't like this at all. I might throw this one back. I can go turn 1 shard into Arcane Focus, hopefully digging into another shard. But that's really risky. And this hand's okay. We'll replace it. The hand's too iffy. I'll be honest, I don't like this hand either, but that has a cool mechanic in it that'll help me out. This has an ability called Fate Weave. What it does is it takes the top card of my deck and it changes it to, it makes it whatever I want. It's either a resource or it's not a resource. So what I'll do is I'll play my Sapphire Ice, I'll seek Fortune so I get a resource, but the only thing with the ice is it doesn't give me a resource to use that turn. It increases my total resources, but doesn't give me one for the turn, which sucks. So my opponent's a card up on me. Hopefully we get something with Ruby in it so that this card is live. We have a Lasgar's Vengeance in hand, which is actually really good for us. Well of Innovation, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the card I like to see. Alright, we're going to hold this, because this is a quick action, so we can play it on our opponent's turn. I really want to wait for my opponent to start trying to commit a bunch of nerds to the board. Once I start committing a bunch of nerds to the board, then I want to Crackling Magma them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in my opponent's hand. I really don't need to count their hand. My opponent has no creatures in grave. This card's better if they have creatures in grave already. Alright. So we're going to end our opponent's turn. And we get a Ruby Shard. I like it. So now, since my opponent doesn't have anything, we are going to buff our nerd. Make him a bit stronger. Get another flying nerd. Continue to combat. And swing with the homies. So this thing's actually got a really cool... So combat training has a cool effect. Whatever you use gets +1 attack. And then when it deals damage to my opponent, it puts all combat trainings from my grave back into my hand. So it hits. This bounces back to my hand. And we end our turn. He bounces back to my hand. It makes this card really hard to interact with unless they have something with a quick action. Which, granted, it's not that hard to have a quick action to deal with this thing. But it does put my opponent in an awkward spot where they need something like that to shut this thing out. So let's see what you got. Got a nice swing last turn. What we're going to do is this time we're going to combat training this guy and then swing with them both. This way... Gladiator 1. Alright. Sure. And he can't Scourge it at all. My opponent... Oh, my opponent stumbled on a resource. That's good for me. That's really good. Granted, I'm stumbling on resources too. But I think it's better for them to be... I think it's better... for me that they're stumbling, because they're going to hit me for 4 next turn. Meanwhile, I'm going to hit them for 7 this turn. That's really good. Okay. Go to combat. Swing with the homies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Putting them to 12. And our combat training comes back. My guy bounces back. See, this card is actually why I really like the Lonopa's Insight, because I've gotten it where this thing draws me a card when I play it. I've actually gotten it where this thing drew me 2 cards when I played it. So I'd play it every turn, swing with it, it bounces back, and I just keep my hand advantage. Okay, so you have that thing, and that is A-okay, but that card is not okay at the same time. So they're hitting me pretty hard. Good crackback. Now, because they're cracking back at me so hard, I'm probably going to just erase their board. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to combat, and we're going to swing with this. We swing with it, they'll take 2 damage, and now my Lasgar's Vengeance is low enough that I can cast it. Oh, what? They put cards back into their hand. How? Oh. He drew 2 cards. Oh, he lost life to that. Oh, boy. That's actually potentially bad for them. They now have to hit me for 11 on 3 resources. Because either that or they need to leave something up so that they can kill this on my turn. I think I have this locked up. I don't think that I can throw this game away at this point. Especially depending on my next draw. We'll see, though. We were really low on resources, but we've drawn everything we've needed, so I don't really care that much. So what you got, homie? I used a lot of my clock explaining the game. see. Target troop can't block. Sure, I'm not blocking with anything. Alright, he's gonna get a bunch of mini guys. Oh, he's gonna get a mini guy, but he's gonna die. It's gonna hit me for 1, then die, which is fine. I could honestly care less. He has 2 resources remaining, so I might play this safely. Draw a card. Ooh, okay. And he removed the guy. He still has 2 resources remaining. Let's see, I'm at 10. Ooh. This is interesting. How do I want to do this? I think I want to cast my Thunderfield Seer and sit on it. I think that's how I want to do this. Thunderfield Seer and sit on this. I have cards to keep me alive right now, which is what's important. This ends the game on its own. My Flickering Goblin ends the game on its own. But I don't want to overstep when my opponent has that much resource remaining. I do have Evaporate, so if they try to play a big fatty to finish me off, I can bounce it back. Burning Ire is a quick action, and if they play anything too threatening, I can kill it. Crackling Magma, if they try to hit me with a bunch of dorks, I can run through their team. We're going to preserve our life total at this point. Yeah, I think preserving my life total is important enough. Lasgar's Vengeance me for 4 damage. Double Lasgar's Vengeance me? What is this nonsense? If you have a third one... Wow! Wow! All I had to do was remove his guy before it attacked, and we were fine. That's a misplay. Oh my god, that's unlucky. That's so unlucky. I'm so upset with myself. All I had to do, I had all the removal spells. All I had to do was kill this thing like the plague. Oh. Okay, ooh, what's this? This is something I haven't seen before. What's this champion? Green, troops you control get +2/+2. And 7. Oh, this is like a ramp deck, isn't it? Interesting. Oh my god, this hand. I'm throwing this hand back. Replace hand. Too many resources. Both slow resources, but they both can grab me other resources. I can use the first one to Fate Weave another resource to the top. Second one to Fate Weave a non-resource, so we're definitely going to keep this one. I don't want to go lower than 6 anyway. Ending our opponent's turn. Draw. We'll go Ruby Ice into Seek Fortune. Because if we get a not slow resource, then it'll probably be a Sapphire. Because that's just the way a lot of our resources line up. So we're some type of Sapphire Wild ramp deck. So when it dies, it summons a Blight Blossom. Okay. So it summons a guy when he enters, and when he dies, he summons a guy. Interesting. Alright. I'm actually going to use this, and I think I'm going to Fate Weave. Do I want to Fate Weave a resource or a non-resource? Looking at my hand, I think we want to Seek Adventure. We want a non-resource. And then we'll end our turn. Nothing special. We might get cracked at a little bit on this turn, but I'm not too threatened by that. hit me in the face. We are an aggressive deck, but this is just kind of the way it is right now. We just need to take it slow. Each opposing champion loses a charge. What? Yo, that's rude. That's actually rude. Alright. So, I'm going to play this card. Because I kind of need to start getting some type of card economy. Hopefully my next turn doesn't result in me just having to play this again. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope. This guy got a little bigger. Plays another shard. Each opposing champion loses a charge. Are these the same card? Just different artworks? Yeah. Yo, this card's actually rude. Alright, we're taking a beating right now, and that's not buena. Alright, let's see what we get. We got combat training. Okay. And we kind of need to get some tempo on the board. So I guess we can go Flickering Goblin, combat training, get draw a card for casting the combat training, swing, get the combat training back, and then this will come back to our hand. I don't like that. Because next turn, I don't know if we can win this game the way it's going right now, honestly. Because I think at this point we're just too far behind on the board. Alright, well, combat training this. Draws a card. We do draw the ruby, which is nice. Okay, there's nothing really else I can do. Because this thing's going to go back to my hand no matter what I do. I need to have Dorks out swinging a lot sooner. Oh, I should have played the no, that's fine. I think we're... Oh my god! What? Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're dead. We're dead as fuck. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, oh shit. What the fuck was this? Okay. I definitely want my Crackling Magmas. I want my Lasgar's fucking Vengeance. I want my Burning Ires. Like, holy shit, that escalated way too fast for my liking. Although that, I don't know, that card could be good because it gives me Dorks to help me chump block. I don't know. I feel like if I'm not careful, I'm gonna die before that card becomes even slightly relevant. You're too slow of a card because you force me to tap my dudes down. You're good because you give me blockers. You give me aggression. And drop a combat training. I don't think I can be the... I need to be careful if I'm trying to be the aggressive deck in this matchup. Like, holy shit. We are on the play. Okay. Definitely a much better hand. Definitely, we have some interaction. We have a play on turn 1. Okay. We got steamrolled. That wasn't even funny. End our turn. Alright, Thunderfield Seer versus Thunderfield Seer. Alright, end my opponent's turn. We'll draw. Got a nice ruby. Let's see what my opponent does. Swing in. See if they trade. They will trade. Okay, that's fine. We do need to start drawing some cards soon. Yeah, sure, you can play that. Oh, Skyguard and Steadfast. That's dumb. Alright. So what we'll do is we'll cast this. We'll get another Sapphire. Let's play Warp Steel. Let's see what my other dude gets. Okay, he gets the one that my opponent mills. Arcane Focus. We are taking this Lasgar's Vengeance, without a doubt. And then now we're going to get a B. Let's see if he will elect to trade for his 1/1 that can block him. He will. I'll take that. I just want to get a thing off Lasgar's Vengeance so that if shit hits the fan again, I can deal with his dudes. Alright, he plays Ice. I'm okay with that. He's got two things. Apparently my opponent doesn't have much, which I'm okay with that. Gonna play a Ruby Shard. I don't want to evaporate this guy, but I don't want to trade off these troops right now. I want to use them to kind of push my advantage. Okay, whenever I play this Lasgar's though, this Lasgar's is going to do mad work. Does my opponent have a response? I want the Lasgar's to become relevant as soon as possible. Alright. One more swing and this Lasgar is live, which is really good. Card's so good. God, that was just unlucky though. Like, Jesus. This deck seems interesting though. I remember Jeff Hoagland, he was talking about it on stream today. Yes, you go to attacks and you can't attack. Now we play our well. Let's get a Sapphire Threshold. We're going to continue to combat. I know I can cast my Lasgar's at this point, but I don't want to. Alright, they're playing another Ice. They're slow rolling this game super hard. I'm hoping that's because they legitimately don't have much, and not because they're like legit trying to slow roll me. Oh, what's this guy? Steadfast Skyguard. You may have this battle target opposing Diamond, Ruby, or Sapphire troop. So if it resolves, I think we do this to him in response. Since he's going to battle it, this means now his effect resolves and now they trade. So I got 2 for 1 pretty hard there, but that could have been worse. We got a bunch of evaporates though. So we're slowly chipping him down. Thank good. This isn't a quick action, or else this card would be busted. We do need to be careful. Another one? Dude! Whatever. You're fancy. You killed my guy. Cool story, dude. Alright. We kind of need to cast this at this point. And we'll end our turn. We have the double evaporate in hand. So the evaporates should give us a bit of I think I should last guards here. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. I'm at 22 life. Do I want to conserve my life total in Lasgard's Vengeance now? Or do I want to hold it? Let's see if he commits to the board harder. Let's see what they put to the board first. God. So he has 4 cards in hand, I have 3. I have 2 evaporates, which I don't have a problem committing. Prophesize, draw 2 cards, and summon. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. Don't have a resource drop. Don't have a resource drop. Show me no resource drop. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh my god. Okay, he doesn't have the resource drop. If he had the resource drop, I was dead. Well, this is the resource drop. 2, 4, 6, 8. God, he can activate his chat power, but he probably won't. Thunderfield Seer. To be fair, he doesn't really have a reason to. Just these are gonna die at the end of his turn. But still. Okay. Let's do that in response. We're taking a lot, and I can't do much about that. Actually, no, we're only taking 12. 9, that's right, because this thing taps. 6, because this thing just came into play. Still. That thing getting that buff would have been unfun. And these things are forever this big, aren't they? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. Let's play this. I think I'm going to seek adventure. Crackling magma. If we Lasgar's Vengeance. Yeah, we'll Lasgar's Vengeance right now. Really didn't want to have to do that, but it's actually kind of necessary. Swing with a flyer. We have a couple spells in hand to help deal with his board next turn. God, we drew this a turn too late, which is the worst part. But we're still ahead, which is the good part. Yeah, he's gonna make it fight something. He's probably gonna... I don't know what he's gonna fight. Yeah, that. Not surprised. Yeah, he went for his big all-in play. We're probably going to Crackling Magma on my opponent's board next turn. I don't see a reason not to do it. Sure. I maybe should have held that actually. I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have held on to it. Continue to combat. I can swing with the entire team. He'll block something. I can bounce this back. No. God, we can still die on this next turn, though. Like, I fully see that being a possibility. I don't like it. I shouldn't have done that main phase. I should have just not attacked and held that up. I don't know. Actually, no. I probably can't die right now, but I don't think I'm in a good spot. In the slightest. Yeah. He's... Oh my god. Reasons why we should have held that card up. Reasons why we should have held that card up. It would... No. Bad plays are bad. 2, 4, 6, 7? God, we're taking 7 damage off this. Why are my draws so trash? Skip it. Like, Jesus. My draws are really bad. I need to draw a card that helps me in this situation. And we are not drawing that. Alright, he's just drawing cards. He's trying to get another one of those things. Shackling strands, really? Is it worth bouncing my guy with my own... No, this removal spell's too valuable to me. Alright, what can we draw? Hey look, our own copy of Shackling Strands. Let's put it on their big stupid. Oh my god, a card that's like super useful. Oh my god, cards that are like super duper useful. Have nothing. Come on, have nothing. Okay, he's gonna put that back into my hand and it's going to get 1 added to its cost. Okay, that's fine. He had to buy himself a turn somehow. Alright. We still have our Evaporate. If we can use this Evaporate to try and stave off lethal, we actually might have this game in the bag. But my opponent is sitting on 7 cards in hand. Sure. He's trying to put a blocker out. He has 6 cards in hand. This is still a game 3 after this if I win this somehow. Plays that to draw cards. 2, 4, 6, 8 cards in his hand. plays this another resource. We move to main phase 2. It does not look like I'm dying this turn. Alright. I mean, at this point, it actually doesn't make a difference me playing out all these flickering goblins. Alright, move to game 3. Okay. We're not going to change anything, because the changes I made seem to work well. There are probably a couple small things that I could have done slightly better, but overall they didn't hinder me too badly. But God, this is not fun. I'm probably going to cut the video after this one, but Jesus, this is slightly terrifying. Alright. Game 3 versus Monkey D. Gorilla. Hold on. Give our opponent a quick compliment. Alright, if we don't get a ruby, our hand is actually very functional versus this opponent for a bit. So, I'll keep this hand. We get a draw for turn. I'll Fate Weave another resource to the top of my deck. Turn 2, play Sapphire, throw up Warp Steel. Turn 3, hopefully get another. I'll have another resource, play it, Warp Steel into Consult the Talons. This seems good. Alright. We're going to be really careful. Another Thunderfield Seer. Okay. Thunderfield Seer into a Sapphire, into an Arcane Focus. My opponent's not doing a whole lot on their turns right now. They also aren't sitting on a lot of card advantage, which is good. Oh, this was prophesized, wasn't it? Oh, that's so good. Since when you something gets prophesized by these guys, you draw a card when you cast it. That's lucky. Jeez. Alright, we got a ruby. And now we're going to drop a Warp Steel. Ooh, this one has Swift Strike in all zones. I like that a lot. That gives me free blocks for the time being. If you play Magic, Swift Strike is first strike, meaning if this gets in a fight with something, it'll hit before the other thing hits, unless it also has Swift Strike, which is really good. Yep, you gonna put that on my dude? Yep. That's rude. It's all good. I'm not gonna block with him. So this guy's completely useless for blocking now. That was so good, but it did force my opponent to have to Shackling Strands that, which I guess isn't the worst thing that could be happening. So go here, put another guy out. Gladiator in all zones. That's pretty interesting. We're gonna consult the Talons, tap 1, 2, 3, draw some cards. 2, 3, pretty good draws, honestly. Gonna grab this guy, get myself a Bumblebee, continue to combat, and smack him in the face with the Bumblebee, start cracking back just a little bit. Gladiator, basically on my turns it gives them power, on their turns it gives them defense. So on my opponent's turn, this will be a 1-2, meaning I can block with it against these Thunderfield Seers and eat them. My opponent's stuck on all sapphires though. Oh my god. That's so good. My opponent probably has a handful of wild cards that he can't cast. Sure. Sure, do that. Get none of my charges. Oh, that's so good. Alright. We're gonna combat training this guy. Let's see. Oh, we could try to be cheeky, but we're not going to. We have a lot of resources in hand, so let's seek adventure. We could swing with the homies this turn. Or I could actually try to do some ridiculousness. Do I have a creature engraved? No. What I can do is I can cremate this guy. So, cremate this. And we can swing with all things that are advantageous trades for me. So I can go boom, boom, and boom. I could even... No, we're not going to get that cheeky. Because we're going to keep this guy back for blocking. This is 8 damage at their face. 2 they can't do anything about. But these guys, they could definitely throw something in front of. Which they're not. We get our combat training back and then we'll end our turn. So we have our evaporate. We're putting some good damage and pressure on them. They are still not getting their wild shard they need, which I think is probably stressing them out. Alright, consult the talons. They're drawing more cards. Do you have your wild shard? Show me a wild shard, please. I feel bad, but God, this deck's actually slightly terrifying. Oh. My opponent just conceded because they couldn't draw a wild shard. That's so unlucky. Damn. That's so unlucky. Alright. I feel like I was on a knife's edge that entire second match. Alright, we're still silver 2. Basically back where I started this video at. That's an hour, 2 full matches. I think 3 games each match. If you guys would like to see more of Hex, please let me know. I'll gladly record more of this game because I do enjoy it very much. And this has kind of been my obsession of the week. That being said, I hope you guys have a good one. See you guys next time.